Sex work is respectable work. Yeah, I'd like my whoring permit, please.
I thought it was legal here. Sir, this is Ohio.
There are many topics and concepts we are all familiar with, but aren't exactly sure how they work. Each week, Alan Fitzgerald and I choose a topic and try our best to explain it. This is Explaining Things.
Welcome back to another episode of Explaining Things. As always, I'm Jonathan Tilson with my co-host, Alan Fitzgerald.
Hello, everyone.
How would you open a whorehouse in Nevada? I'd say open a whorehouse, but Nevada seems like that's
where the first place I'd go.
That's our only bet.
I mean, it'd be really fun to open one in Omaha, Nebraska. What are you going to do about it?
You'd be a hit.
Oh, call the police?
I mean, I'm sure every state has a whorehouse, but it's underground.
And it's a bitch to find. You have to go online and you have to go into message boards.
You got to knock 3 times.
Secret knock. And the password is never, I'm not a cop.
Yeah, never is.
Which sounds like a great password.
It's also never, come on, I need some pussy. So Nevada, I think that's where it's got to go. That's where it's got to be.
Yeah, if you don't feel like going to Bangkok.
I think you're going to, right off the bat, you're going to need some just regular building permits.
Yes.
Okay? There's no doubt there's a whoring permit.
Yes.
There's no doubt. That has to be like a liquor license times 10.
Can I have my license to skank it up, please?
Is there a pimp fee?
So yes, it is regulated.
Yes, of course it is.
You got to get all these whores health insurance.
Well, you're going to need building permits. Obviously, you better have enough money to do all this stuff, okay?
Yeah.
It can't be cheap.
Yeah.
You
can't just show up with 6 skanks.
You got a roof?
Hi, I noticed you closed the Taco Bell at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm. You better buddy up with that manager. I'll give you a cut. Tell that fry girl to stick around. And tell that burger boy you might want to stick around too.
We're diversifying, if you know what I'm saying.
You need a liquor license, of course. You're
Yeah.
not having a sober whorehouse.
No.
No.
What are you, confused Mormons?
Exactly.
I think the booze is more for the prostitutes.
Probably, either way,
Like-
the guys show up drunk.
Yeah, exactly. If they're like me, they're doing nips in their car beforehand.
Oh, there's a bar at the Red Roof Inn next door. So let's say you get all this stuff. Mm-hmm. You now need prostitutes.
Yes.
Where do you find these prostitutes? Is this a fucking Craigslist ad? Is this because this is W-2 forms and shit. This is not just like finding a girl at the motel.
Hello, Indeed.
Whore master looking for employees.
That's my new vanity plate, by the way. WHRMSTR. Yeah, I work for the state.
On a fucking 94 Honda Civic. You gotta find the girls.
I think you need a woman to recruit them. You can't just be like, hey, I like the way you're put together. Would you have sex for money?
You needed Ghislaine Maxwell, unfortunately.
Yes, you do.
I mean-
What kind of whorehouse are we running here? Alan, we're going to get an island.
You're the pimp, but you do have a whore master. You have like a bottom bitch underneath you who's kind of in charge of them.
And they don't like her one bit.
They want her job.
Of course they
She
do.
doesn't have to have sex unless it's like special occasions.
They probably make more money than her, though.
If you have a whoring license, I assume that there have to be regular medical checks with the girls. They have to be
Yes.
mostly STD free. You need a doctor. You need a doctor that comes in on Sundays and checks them all out.
You could probably poach him from one of those CVS minute clinics.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, want to stare at pussy all day? Do you find independent whores and offer them something different?
I think it's very casting couchy. I think you're putting out ads, they come in. I'm not saying you have sex with all of them, but I guarantee some do.
Some, yeah.
Not your operation, it's professional.
Absolutely not.
Don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah.
But yeah, you bring these women in, and you're definitely going to have some busted up women that come in. Just like desperation, just like, hey, will you let me do it?
Whoring is one of those jobs where sadly you can have too much experience. I got 30 years experience being a prostitute.
There's a sweet spot. It's like your team got a 14-time All-Star. You're like, well, hey, he's not that anymore.
And he's also harder to coach than the other ones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a poison in the locker room, that's what she is.
You got to have security. A guy will throw a shit fit and start hitting a girl, and you can't have that.
Yeah.
You can't let your place get that reputation.
So you gotta fuck
You have
that guy
to
up.
beat the fuck out of that guy. It's a shady operation, even if it's legal.
I think if guys walk in, they see security, they see it's legit, they're much less likely to pull that kind of shit. Which is a draw to the streetwalker type. Be like, listen, are you getting knocked around too much? I can come on in here. That shit doesn't happen.
Yes, you are going to make a little more money while you're self-employed, but it's much more dangerous. There's much more uncertainty, okay? And that's what you're buying by making only 80% as much here.
Plus, you get your taxes taken out of your check, so you get a refund.
Plus, I get a little. You know, it costs money to protect you. That satellite dish on my house out back, he lives on the 2nd floor.
He absolutely does.
He just has a normal family upstairs. Those are my boys. It swing set out back of the whorehouse.
All right, so you got the bar, you got the bouncers protection,
You got a bar out front.
you got the creepy doctor. Who likes his job a little too much.
You have to have an area where you can give the lineup. That's a big part of the whorehouse, where they show you 10 girls and you choose one.
Hi, do any of you have self-esteem? Okay, this is going to be...
You do. I noticed you didn't raise your hand. They definitely have different prices.
Never mind the lineup. I got $78. Which one? Some of the ladies are probably, if they can negotiate, that's an extra skill they got.
It's a huge skill, because it's up to them to upsell.
Yeah.
Do you want another bottle of champagne? Do you want blah, 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 blah? I bet a good one has Coke. I bet a good whorehouse offers Coke.
Would you like to drink titty milk while wearing a top hat?
That's an extra $200, sir.
Would you like to see me fart on a pound cake?
Are you into any of that? Shit on your chest? That's disgusting. $250. Can I eat something first? So you got to find them. We think you're doing that through Craigslist. We think maybe it's frowned upon, but you're luring them away from other whorehouses. I wouldn't be surprised if one of your whores who has a silver tongue goes to the clubs and says, hey, I do have an opportunity for you.
Yeah.
You're going to make more money than you've ever made. I know you don't want to do it, but you get used to it.
Every dick numbs you.
Pretty soon you won't be able to have consensual sex with your loved one. But you'll be rich. And by rich, I mean you make $64,000 a year.
And the only way you get beaten is if you try to stiff me on money. That's really the only way.
I think you do have to fuck the whore master. It's like Hugh Hefner. I'm sure there are strong women that don't. But I think that's what he expects.
I mean, are you going to say no? What if,
To your employer?
yeah, what if they're like, hey,
I guarantee, because it's legal there, that has been fucking sent to like the Better Business Bureau.
if you've got a 19-year-old selling their body, and who are you to sit there and be like, well, I got my morals and values.
A manipulative 57-year-old man who just wants to smell. He just wants to smell.
That's all.
We're saying, in short, got to move to Nevada. That's where it's legal. That's where you have to go. Otherwise, you're going out of the country. Building permits, supplies, construction crew, liquor license, whoring license.
Yes.
Okay? And then you got to
Whoring
find the
license.
girls.
You got to find chicks.
Go to clubs.
Go to clubs.
Put a Craigslist ad up. You got to do all the little things. Probably want 20, so if one calls out sick, you just have a kind of a cycle, these shifts.
20.
They're not working day and night. You've got a day crew and you've got a night crew.
Yes, the night crew is,
They're the money makers.
yes.
Yeah, the guy who goes in after coffee at 11 a.m.
He's there to do something quick.
He's got to get back to work.
Yeah.
And then if you do all that, I'm confident you could be a whore master in Reno, Nevada.
Treat the ladies with respect.
It goes a long way.
But if they say they want to sleep with you, hey, I don't see the big deal.
That's up to them.
It's up to them.
All right. I think that's all we got. I'm Jonathan Tilson.
I'm Alan Fitzgerald.
Bye, guys.